Hey everybody, Shannon here from I just wanted to do a quick tutorial for you on lighting the face. I was a portrait photographer for many, many years. That's what my degree is in, and I taught photography for a very long time. And so playing with light is one of my favorite things to do. But more importantly, I think that knowing the lighting styles that you can use on your face is so beneficial in enhancing how you're showing up in your presentations. So let's get started. Today, we are going to talk about the four main lighting styles for the face, which are butterfly, loop, Rembrandt, and split lighting. And in order to do this, I'm going to turn off my key light, which is right in front of me, and then I'm going to go into black and white so that you can really see the difference in the shadows that the light is creating, because I think that that's really important so that you can really see how to achieve some of these lighting styles. All right. So here I am in black and white. I'm going to turn my key light off, and before I do, I just wanted to show you that the light that I'll be using to demonstrate these lighting styles is nothing fancy. It's just this happy light that I always have on my desk, and it's just here to sort of boost your mood. It emulates sunlight, and so really it's not anything fancy. It's just a source of light. You could probably do this or experiment with this with a flashlight, just any sort of direct light source that you have. You could even do it with a lamp if it's something that you can sort of move around. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off this key light, and let's get right into our first lighting style, which is butterfly lighting. So in order to achieve butterfly lighting, I'm just going to hold my happy light right in front of me, and I'm just going to move it straight up until I find this beautiful butterfly under my nose. And if I can keep my head straight and keep this directly in the center, you will see there it is. That butterfly shadow under the nose is what we're looking for. And all it is that I'm just holding this light directly above me, and I'm just sort of making sure that my head is a little bit straight so that you can see that butterfly shadow straight on. Now, butterfly lighting is awesome because it highlights the cheekbones by creating this beautiful shadow under the cheeks. And then it also creates this really nice shadow under the neck. So this is a really great lighting style if you want to appear a little bit thinner on camera. All right, so let's move over to our next lighting style, which is loop lighting. So loop lighting is really flattering for people with oval faces. Again, it helps to define and heighten your cheekbones, and it also slims and elongates an oval face. And what we're going to be looking for with loop lighting is we're going to quite literally be looking for a loop of shadow around one of your nostrils. So just depending on which direction you're holding the light. I'm going to start again. I'm going to create my butterfly shadow under my nose, and then I'm just going to move the light left or right until I start to see this beautiful loop shadow just right there. And that's loop lighting. I just basically went from a 12 o'clock to about a 1 o'clock with the light, and I was able to get that loop shadow right there. And again, as you can see, it's creating this really pretty shadow on the one side of my face, as well as the nice shadow on the side of my neck. So if you have an oval face, this would be a great lighting style for you. All right, next up, we are going to move over to Rembrandt lighting. This is one of my favorite styles of lighting, and you can see this being used in movies everywhere, where you're basically going to create a triangle that kind of starts at your eye and then points down on your cheekbone. And so this is typically used for people that may have a little bit more of a rounder or full face because it creates a slimming effect, but it's also really great to create a sort of moody effect. So again, I'm going to start at my butterfly lighting. I'm going to get that butterfly under the nose, and then I'm just going to move from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and I got to keep my head straight here if I can. And then there you go. There's that beautiful triangle that we're looking for. So you can see that this triangle just showed up just by me moving my light. I'm about at a 2 o'clock at this point. Now the key to Rembrandt lighting is for these two shadows to meet to create this point, but it's also really important that you get the light in the eye. You never want the eye to go dark. So that's a really good tip for your Rembrandt lighting. And you can see it's a very moody effect. If you wanted to make this a little bit less dramatic, all you have to do is get a second light source to kind of maybe that key light that I had on earlier to kind of hit the face, and you could still have this really beautiful triangle, but not have your face go completely dark. And then lastly, we are going to talk about split lighting. Split lighting is typically used when you want to do something a little bit more dramatic, and it's really just going to be us quite literally splitting the face between shadow and light. And so all you got to do is just hold your light to the side of you, and there you go, and just move it sort of, you can move it as far out to the right or left of you, or as far in, depending on what type of, until you start to really see that shadow being created. So you can see that I have split my face from dark to light. And again, this does not have to be this dramatic. If you turned on a second source of light that was a little bit further away from you, it would minimize how dark that side is, but you would still get that split lighting effect. So if you're going for something a little bit more moody, this is definitely your style of lighting that you may want to experiment with. All right, y'all, I hope that was helpful, and I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope you guys all have a really great week. Bye.